Alright everybody, it's time to get down to business. To defeat the Huns. Not that kind of business. Oh, the bangs? Yeah, it's just a haircut, but that's not the reason for this video. We're here for Legend of Korra, last week's episode. Peacekeepers, yeah. Anyway, let's start off with something very simple. General Iroh 2.0 and Lin Beifong are back. Although, we know that they're not going to take a huge part as they did last season, but it's okay, it's nice to see a familiar face. General Iroh 2.0, it was great seeing him back, it was great listening to Dante Bosco's 16-year-old voice coming out of a 40-year-old man, but it's okay, Dante Bosco is Dante Bosco, you can't blame him for who he is. I have a little observation. Hopefully you all know the YouTube channel Film Cow Animations or Film Cow Productions, I forgot which one it is. They're the ones that animated Llamas with Hands and Charlie the Unicorn. Doesn't Iroh kind of look like one of their animations, just the way he's standing there? It looks like their work. It looks like their style of animation. It just kind of scared me a little bit. And I love the hint that we might get to see older Zuko and his daughter. I can't. It seems like it's a tradition in every one of my Korra videos that I get to do this person of the week thing. So this week's You Tried star goes to Mako for his comeback against Korra. This one.
I can't talk to you when you're like this. You're the one who's like this.
Nice. You really impress the ladies with that wig, don't you? Surprisingly, this week's Jerk of the Week is not Unalaq. Who's it gonna be? This is weird. This episode, I was really surprised and very glad to see a lot of Bolin, especially with his humor and with his character, and just to see him grow a little bit more than we normally get to. We normally get to see him with his quick one-liners or his cheesy child humor. But this week, we actually get to see him very differently. We get to see his insecurities and how he feels worthless or unimportant. And thankfully, Varrick is there to, put him under his wing. Varrick might actually be his father figure now. Just seeing Bolin having a father figure, even though it's just as shallow as Varrick. Although, Varrick, we're learning a lot about him, actually. During the Southern Water Tribe demonstration in Republic City, we have a little explosion going on in some building. I think it's a prisoner's building, or it's a judicial building, a government building, whatever building that is. But there is an explosion, we all know that. And we all see a member of the Agni Kai, or Mako believes that an Agni Kai, is seen pushing the button. And we kind of figure out that they're hired, given the tip from Mako. But who hired them? Who has the money and the technology to create such a distraction? Who has underground and dark shady support of some of the triads? Varrick. From this war, he will make hundreds of thousands of millions of yuans. He's going to make a lot of very high powerful political friends because he's supporting them and backing them. He's also creating trust with all these other triads and gangs, saying, if you do this for me, I will financially support you. And it seems like he knows what's going on. He's not as stupid or funny as we may think him. I mean, he's trying to get Bolin into a moving picture. And we've seen those before in past history, such as World War II, creating propaganda videos in order to generate patriotism. How are you gonna get more soldiers to fight for your cause if you don't love your country, if you don't love your tribe, if you don't love your home? But we need to know another reason why Varrick is doing this. This will give him money, this will give him power, this will give him friends in all the right places. What else does he get from it? What else does he get from fighting against the North? Does he get bragging rights that he defeated the Northern Water Tribe? Or is it because he's some kind of vendetta against Unalaq? Speaking about propaganda movies, can Bolin stay in that costume for the rest of the season? No, for the rest of the books? Can he just stay in that until the end of book 4? That was a good wink to fan service, Bragg. I like that. I like that a lot. Do more. Please. Please do more. How is Korra not distracted by that? If I barge in there with a mission and I see Bolin in just that outfit, I would forget my name, who I was, where I was going. I'd forget a lot of things. But Korra, man, you must have seen a lot during training for pro bending because you have nerves of steel. This normally doesn't happen in my videos, but I think it's time to get deep in this past episode of Legend of Korra. The biggest heartbreaker, surprise, plot twist, kinda not really, but still it hurts my soul and hurts my heart and hurts my shipping feels, is the Korra breakup. There are a lot of mixed feelings with this subject. A lot of people were very happy that they broke up, and there are people who outright cried and lost their heart. When I said this, dear God, I hope this ship does not sink in the middle of book 2, because I don't know what's gonna happen. I had a little feeling. I had a very small feeling. And now that I know that I was kind of right, that something was gonna happen, it hurts. It doesn't feel good to be right because I liked them together. Yes, they bickered a lot, but that's what people in relationships do. That's what people who have different opinions do. When you're in a relationship, you're not gonna have the same thought. You're not gonna both support the same idea. I guess that's what's being in a relationship about, is that. Compromise and being open and honest and talking things out instead of just immediately barging into a room and shouting. That's Korra. Neither of them are perfect. We have to always remember that. These characters are not meant to be perfect because we're not perfect. What do you guys think? What do you think about the Korra breakup? I want to know your other answers. People I follow on Tumblr gave their opinions, but what about yours? People who aren't Tumblr famous or something, whatever. I can kind of relate Mako to Javert from Les Miserables. Both of them have a conflict between doing what is right and following the law, because the law may not always be right. What you feel morally may be right to you, but may be wrong in the law. That's just the whole point of this whole conflict, is that there's a gray area. There's no right and wrong. There's no good and bad. It's all gray between matters of heart and the matters of state, which I think is what Bryke is trying to get here. Whew. We can just brush that deepness off and let's just have a little bit more fun until this video ends. How about that? So, first thought of the ending is Milo's side story of training Pico and eventually all the lemurs on the Southern Air Temple. That may not seem important now, but I have a weird feeling that it's going to be used in the ending or the season finale. Another little thought. I think we finally learned our lesson that waterbenders really shouldn't drive and operate a speedboat. Here is example A. And here is example B.